Are you the type of person who excels at everything you do? Are you naturally good at any skill you try to pick up? Is your life characterized by repeat victories and ever-increasing highs? No, me neither. Hey everyone, Brandon here, and in this video, I'm going to talk about something that most of us don't even like to think about. It's failure. Specifically, why failure is important in both the real world and the fictional worlds that you create. In this video, we're going to focus on your protagonist, and I'm going to share with you 7 reasons why they must fail. So let's get to it. Number 1, failure is realistic. Life isn't perfect, far from it actually. And despite how skilled we may get or how far we may come, there are always factors outside our control. Failure in your narrative lends authenticity to it, even if it's a work of fiction, because it tells the audience that the world you've created can be just as messed up as ours. Number 2, failure is relatable. Unless you eat fire and breathe lightning, which, by the way, would be awesome, you, like me, are a real person with real flaws. And that's okay. Oftentimes we're tempted to write a character with beautiful hair and perfect teeth and a winning streak that lasts a lifetime, and the audience typically couldn't care less what happens to them. Look, we all fail, and seeing your protagonist fail is actually one of the things that endears us to them. It's just really hard to invest in someone who's perfect. Number 3. Failure is humbling. Sometimes when we see a string of successes, we start to get a little bit full of ourselves and we need to be taken down a notch. It's the same way for your protagonist. This is particularly true when they've gained power or influence very quickly and have yet to mature into that role required of said power. In these instances, your protagonist needs a good smack to remind them who they are and what's expected of them. Number 4. Failure raises the stakes. A great way to raise the stakes is to have your protagonist fail and lose something in the process. It puts them in a position where now they not only have to go after their original goal, but they must try to recover what they've lost. This builds tension in the narrative, which just so happens to be my next point. Number 5, failure builds tension. With rising stakes comes rising tension. When your protagonist fails, there's often consequences that make life more difficult for them and those around them. Everyone involved, including us readers, question if the protagonist is really capable of success. This uncertainty makes for really tense and interesting scenes, especially when the protagonist is placed in a similar situation later. Number 6, failure reinforces the themes. A great reason to have your protagonist fail is to remind them that they're supposed to be learning something from this process. Situations where your protagonist fails to learn the theme and thus fails to achieve their goal can be powerful. It's a great way to tie the internal and external conflicts together while reinforcing the overall message of the story. Number 7, failure facilitates growth. So after your protagonist has been thoroughly beaten physically and/or emotionally, they're gonna have to pick themselves up, have an epiphany, and go conquer that thing that defeated them in the first place. This is where growth must occur, as the protagonist realizes what they failed to understand in the first place. Failure gives your protagonist the ability to learn from their mistakes and become better for it. So what do you think? Is failure a requirement for a protagonist? Are there other ways your protagonist can fail that would be beneficial to them? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. If you want to see a protagonist who fails a lot, check out my book, Refractors Volume 1 Evoke, link in the description. With that, I'm Brandon, and this has been 7 reasons why your protagonist must fail. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you the best on your writing journey.